see you. My name is Gabrielle Butter, and I am the Associate Communications Officer for the Native American Agriculture Fund. In June of 2022, the Native American Agriculture Fund partnered with the National Agriculture in the Classroom organization to send 14 teachers to their national conference. At this conference, teachers were able to look at specialty region agriculture within the New York area, as well as look into new technology that they can bring back into their classrooms. I had the privilege of interviewing those 14 teachers while they were in Saratoga Springs, and here's what they said about the conference, starting with Erika Payton, a pre-K teacher from Perkins, Oklahoma.
During this conference, really, I learned a lot of good ideas for things to implement with my classroom as far as agriculture in the classroom. I'm wanting to implement some things I learned today. My favorite workshop was one with edibles, like edible agriculture. And so basically it was taught by a couple that are almost like homesteaders, and they grow their own vegetables, and they're doing it in their classroom, and then they use that food and then they get to make something with it. So they do like salads on Fridays with the vegetables that they've grown in class that the kids have helped grow, which is pretty cool.
Along with new class materials, teachers were also encouraged to bring back their ideas from this conference and incorporate it with their community. Jennifer Crosthwait was so inspired that she brought her ideas straight to her community during the conference.
I have already talked to my community leaders and said, hey, you guys were so great at helping with things before, but now I have some new ideas. So I'm looking forward to expanding our garden and our farm area at our school. And getting, now that we're a little more relaxed on the COVID rules, letting some of those community members into the garden and letting them see that firsthand, and letting our kids help show that around. I'm really excited about doing some of that stuff.
Overall, this conference doesn't just inspire teachers, it provides the materials to help them inspire their students. But don't just take it from me. Here's Amber Bales' testimony on her experience at the conference.
This conference reaffirms and gives you confidence, because in every session they will give you a revenue source, someone to ask, a partnership, someone, because in the classroom sometimes the funding, the money is a barrier, the resource. But this conference has done a very good job, even at the vendor tables, of here's a revenue source, here's an application, here's a grant. And you kind of forget that in your day-to-day teaching. You just kind of get in there and you get going, and you don't get that because of the money. But then this kind of, you step back and like, here's a source and here's an avenue, and that with hard work you're able to accomplish those things. So I think that's given me that, and having grit to do it, and seeing it through. So I think this conference has really done that for me. Just reaffirm, you can do this, here's a source, and you can take it back to your classroom.
Teaching ag in the classroom provides youth opportunities to expand their understanding of a career that is connected to their environment, their food, their health, and in many indigenous communities also to their traditional practices. The Native American Agriculture Fund is proud to sponsor this agricultural learning opportunity for teachers in Native communities as they share their wisdom to the next generation of Native agricultural leaders. To learn more about this conference, visit the National Ag in the Classroom organization's website at www.agclassroom.org. Thank you.